Hello everybody and welcome back to Fonz Talks Jerseys. It is I, Fonz the Falcon, your jersey connoisseur here in the wonderful world of YouTube. And yes, the NFL season is coming up very, very soon, so you know what that means. Well, the official regular season, but that means the season preview for this channel. Remember, we don't talk about who's going to win the division, Super Bowl, whatever. I don't care. We don't talk about the uniforms. It's basically our new season uniform preview for the 2025 NFL season. And it's very simple. Just talk about all the new uniforms and changes we're going to be seeing for this upcoming season. Now, the big thing was the rivalry uniforms, but I already talked about them in a previous video actually last week. So if you want to check out my deep diving grades on those 8 uniforms, it's up here. Link for that is down below. So I'm not going to be going into a huge, crazy thing about them because, again, I already talked about them. They're like the specialty jerseys, like with the City jerseys with the NBA and City with the MLB. So before we say anything, I already talked about them. I did more of a deep dive talking about it, so definitely check that video out. But with the season, we got a lot of other new things coming about. New alternate jerseys, new throwbacks. Here's some returning uniforms. New pants, by the way, for a certain team. A couple of patches. Some other uniforms that are confirmed not returning. And one swap of a uniform. I'll get into that later. But also, the main thing with the NFL is that the alternate limit. Now you can do up to 4 games with an alternate jersey, and also your standard helmet, you can swap it with an alternate jersey. So that potentially could be part of the uniform alternate plans as well. And stay tuned actually, because at the end of the video, I am going to go through all the teams that have confirmed using their alternate jerseys and which weeks they're going to be using them for. But in the new stuff that's coming about, I'm going to be grading them, and you guys know how the grades go. It's, hey, look on the field, and how much do I like them? That's pretty much it. But here is my 2025 new season uniform preview for the 2025 NFL season. Let's start off with my Baltimore Ravens. We're going in alphabetical order here. They're doing a new patch for the 30th season. Guess what? I'm 30. The Ravens are 30. It's a match made in heaven. It's a simple patch celebrating 30 years as a franchise here. It hasn't been confirmed yet. It's going to be worn on the jerseys. I think that'd be really cool if they have done that, but it's just the logo as of now. It's a pretty solid patch. Again, we might see it on the uniforms. Again, that hasn't been confirmed. Now let's go into the Buffalo Bills. We have 2 things that are returning here. On top of the rivalries uniforms, which I already talked about, they have a throwback jersey returning and a helmet that is also returning. That's right, their standing Buffalo throwback uniform, last worn in 2021, makes a return after a couple of years away. Now with this uniform, if you know already, it is the team's road uniform from 1962 to 1973. And they're going to actually be worn for 2 games, 1 home game, 1 road game. And again, it's a white base with some throwback stripes on the side here with the standing Buffalo decal on the helmet. And look, I like the Bills uniforms. The Bills current logo is really nice, but something about that standing Buffalo logo, that throwback logo, is it crazy for me to say that I actually kind of like that slightly better? Again, not badly talking about the Bills' current logo, because I think that current logo uniforms are really good, but something about that standing Buffalo throwback is really nice. And yes, the red alternate helmet after a couple of years away, or quite a while, it has returned here. Now, this red helmet is from like the 90s to the early 2000s here. It is the red base with the regular Bills logo on it. Now, we saw Josh Allen tease it a couple of times when they were doing like the training camp practice wearing that red helmet, but hey, it is finally about. And they're going to be wearing this for the final game of the regular season, week 18. That's because that is the last game, regular season game, at Highmark Stadium. And look, I think that red helmet is really sharp. I've been waiting to see the Bills bring this back. I will say the one kind of disappointed with it, and it's not really that bad, it's just kind of a personal thing. I hate to see that we have to wait until week 18. Mainly also because, let's be real, the Bills have a very, very good shot to win the division, lock up a playoff spot very, very early on. So in week 18, there's a good chance guys like Josh Allen might not even play a game in those red helmets because they're going to be resting all the starters. Or maybe he'll come in for just 1 play to rock the helmet, and then that's it. But maybe this might be a tease, because maybe next year we'll see a full-fledged throwback with the red helmet, or maybe even new uniforms with the red helmet. Who knows? But I am very happy to see the standing Buffalo throwback back after a couple years away. I would love to see them bring the home version of it down the line. Who knows? But the standing Buffalo road throwback they're bringing back, that gets a B+. I'm happy to see it back. And that red helmet, it does get an A- grade. Overall, Buffalo is doing some pretty cool stuff this season. Already on top of some good uniform and logos here, bringing these 2 back. It's a good call. The Chicago Bears are going with the old school route with the patch. Now, Virginia Hallis McCaskey, who was a principal owner for the Chicago Bears, passed away on February 6th. And to honor her, they're going to be doing a giant patch shaped like a football with VMH here with the initials. And the patch is pretty big, but I gotta say it is a really cool patch to honor her. And another thing they're doing to honor her is that they're going to be going the standard old school route for the uniforms. So we will not be seeing the orange alternate jersey and helmet and the white throwback uniforms for the Chicago Bears, which kind of stinks. I think the orange helmet I really wasn't a fan of, but the jersey itself I actually kind of like, and the throwback uniform, it was pretty good to wear once in a while. But for the home games, they're going to be wearing the standard navy jersey, white pants, and for the road games, they're going to be wearing the white jersey and navy pants with the standard navy helmet. Again, going the old school route. I wish they were able to see at least one alternate jersey this year, but I do get the reasoning why they're doing this to honor her tradition. The Cleveland Browns are returning a uniform they haven't worn in quite some time with a new helmet paired with it. That's right, they're all brown alternate jersey, which is basically just brown with just the orange numbers here, and the orange pants are coming back for the first time since 2022. And they're going to be pairing it with a brown helmet, which is just matte brown with the orange stripe down the middle. The first time in franchise history the Browns have had a brown helmet. They're going to be wearing it confirmed for 3 games, calling it the Alpha Dog set. Now look, that Browns all brown uniform I actually did kind of like here, but I did like it better with the orange helmet. I liked a little bit of the color here with that jersey and pants combination. The all brown set, I'm not too sure. I think that helmet would go really well actually with the brown standard jersey and white pants, or maybe even like the white jersey and brown pants. That all brown look, they're okay. I think they would be better if they were separate. I did like the Browns all brown look with that orange helmet they've had, and that helmet would look good with something else. It still gets a C grade. There is some potential here. It might look a little bit better on the field. The Green Bay Packers are going a very, very unique throwback here. This new throwback uniform is inspired by the team's uniforms from 1923, and it's basically a navy base with the dark gold numbers and tan pants and navy socks. But the main thing with this is that the helmets are actually brown, hand painted, and designed to emulate a vintage leather helmet from the NFL's earlier days. And also a hand decorated leather strap with the stitching effects with the navy face mask. Now, because this uniform, it is going to be replacing their 1950s throwbacks they did wear from 2021 to 2024. You know, that green base one with the plain yellow helmet. And you know what? This throwback actually gets a B grade. I know sometimes with throwbacks, I'm not a big fan of them, case in point for later on with the Steelers here, but that helmet, I gotta say, is so unique. I give them a lot of credit for trying something different. Now, I know Illinois did it for college football. I know it seems like a very college throwback feel to it, but again, I gotta give the Packers and the NFL credit for trying something here. It is very, very old school, and you know what? That helmet here is actually really sharp, and the jersey itself actually isn't that bad. I think for me, the tan pants are just very, very hard for me to like when it comes to throwback uniforms, but again, I get why they're doing it. Still, it gets a B grade mainly because that helmet here is really cool. Now, the Indianapolis Colts here, to honor Jim Irsay, who passed away on May 21st, 2025, are going to be having a jersey patch for him here. It is just a black circle here with the JI initials with the signature underneath it. And again, they're going to be wearing it for their home jersey, their road jersey, and their alternate Indiana Knights jersey as well. The Los Angeles Chargers have probably had the biggest change of all uniforms, new stuff coming about, and let's get into each of them. They got 2 new alternate jerseys, the Charger Power and Supercharger alternate uniforms. Now, the Charger Power uniform is basically the gold jersey matching up with the gold pants. Now, the gold pants have been standard in the uniform since 2020, but now they're getting a gold jersey with it. And the Supercharger uniform is actually like a modernized throwback from what the team wore for the home uniforms from 1988 to 2006 when they were the San Diego Chargers. But this time it does have the navy pants to go along with the navy helmet and navy jersey. And also, too, they added some new pants. That's right. They do have powder blue jerseys, but guess what? They're doing powder blue pants as well. That's the first time in team history. Now, we're going to go to each of these things. First up, I got to say that navy throwback jersey, that gets an A+ here. That navy helmet is really sharp. The modernizer with the navy pants goes really well here. Overall, that set is really beautiful. I'm a big fan of it. That gets an A+. Now, the gold jersey itself, I don't like gold as like a jersey color here. It has to be like more of an accent secondary color. The gold pants are nice, but the jersey I'm not too sure about. This gets a C- grade. But the blue pants, I do love the blue jersey. Everyone loves them. And those blue pants, it's really cool. I can't wait to see them with the white jersey blue pants or the blue jersey blue pants. This gets an A grade. Those pants colors are going to add a lot more combinations for the Chargers. Overall, though, the Chargers did a really good job. Always had some good uniforms, but adding more to it is a lot better. I do want to see them try the navy jersey here with the white pants. Make it realistically more when they wore the San Diego Chargers. But still, that old navy set, is pretty sharp. The New Orleans Saints have a returning jersey and a new helmet. They're adding an alternate gold jersey to the rotation, pairing it exclusively with their black alternate helmet. Now, this isn't the first time the Saints have worn a gold jersey. Back in 2002, by the way, that was an old episode of looking back at a random alternate jersey, if you want to check that out. It's basically the gold base with black numbers and the black collar. And on top, they're adding a white helmet, which they're going to be pairing it exclusively with their color rush uniform. It is the white base here with the gold Saints logo and the Saints gold in the middle here with the stripe with the little fleur-de-lis inside with the gold face mask. Now that gold jersey, now it could be gold. Some saying it's like a sand color thing. Still, I think that gold jersey is really good and it paired really nicely here with the black pants and black helmet. That gets a B+ grade, mainly because it looks more like a sand color, but still, I'm glad they're adding this into the rotation because Saints with gold, it should work. Gold for me, like I said, kind of with the other colors here, like a gray or gold here, it's got to really kind of go with it here. It's got to really hit well, and it does well, and it mixes really nice here with the black pants and black helmet. But that white alternate helmet, that gets an A+. I said this before in a video a while back here, pairing with the colorless uniform, this might be in the running here for the best alternate uniform or best uniform overall in the NFL. I think it's going to look that sharp on the field. The New York Giants, a uniform is returning. Their white vintage color rush uniform is coming back after a season away. Now, back in 2016, when they did some teams adding some color rush uniforms, the Giants were one of those teams that added a color rush, which is basically like the old school 90s Giants vintage white here with the white jersey and white pants, with the Giants helmet having the old school Giants scripture on it. But they're bringing it back this season, this time adding it exclusively with their navy helmets here they wear. Like, you know, the navy blue jersey they wear, that throwback style with that old school navy helmet. Now that helmet's going to be paired with this vintage white uniform. And of course, this replaces the 2024 Century Red awful throwback uniforms to celebrate the 100th anniversary. They had to get rid of these white vintage uniforms for those Century Red ones because of the alternate rule. And I gotta say, it's absolute cinema, as the kids would say, because that color rush vintage white Giants uniform is really, really sharp. Even their blue throwbacks are really nice too. Those two throwbacks work really well together. The Century Red, there could have been something better. If they paired it with a different color pants, I think it would have been fine, or even just doing a plain blue helmet. But I'm glad those are gone for a one-off time thing. This vintage white color rush uniform for the Giants is one of my favorite of the bunch. I'm glad to see it return here. Giants, thank God you did something good here. The Pittsburgh Steelers are adding a new throwback in the rotation. They're replacing their 1970s era uniforms here with like the block numbers here. They got some brand new with an alternate helmet. Now, this is inspired by the uniforms from their inaugural season 1933. It is the gold jersey with the block numbers here, with the black stripes here beneath the numbers here, and it comes paired with a gold helmet. Now, the last time the Steelers did wear gold helmets was in 2011. Now, of course, it's going to be paired with the tan pants here that you see also. Very, very throwback uniform feel. And look, this gets a D+ grade. I'm not feeling the jersey. I feel like it's a lot going on. The tan pants I'm not a fan of. I gotta say, the gold helmet, I do like it a lot. I'm glad they're returning here. I wish the Steelers went with a different era, and I've talked about it in another video as well too. The gold helmet's good, but that all throwbacks set together, it gets a D+ grade. The Seattle Seahawks celebrate its 50th season. They're adding a patch here with 50 seasons. As you can see here, it's actually a pretty solid uniform patch as well. Good stuff. Now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are adding a road throwback into the rotation. Now, the creamsicles I'm a fan of. I do like them. I know some people aren't really liking them. It's kind of like a 50-50 divided here. But they're adding the white road version from their throwback uniforms they wear in 1976. Now, that jersey is paired with the white helmet, the same exact helmet they wore for the creamsicle jerseys with the pants as well, but instead now it is a white jersey. Now, this uniform we wore for 2 games this season. And look, again, like I said, I love the creamsicle jerseys. I do like them a lot. It's a different color here with the Buccaneers. And this white throwback here actually works really, really nicely here with that helmet and the pants. That orange on the numbers really pops here with this jersey here with the red and orange stripes on the side here. Overall, it looks really good. I think this might be one of my favorite throwbacks in the NFL. More specifically, one of my favorite road throwbacks. I'm glad to see teams trying this out now and starting it more. We're going to be seeing some more road throwbacks, and I'm glad we're seeing that. Because again, I love the home throwbacks, don't get me wrong, but there are some solid road throwbacks that I think a lot of teams should bring back. Case in point here with the creamsicles here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is a good call. And also a side note here, they're also going to be adding a 50th season patch here for the team to celebrate 50 seasons. But the color of them are going to be changing based on the uniform, with one different being for the home uniform, one being different for the road uniform, and one being different for the creamsicle throwback uniforms. So good with the consistency. I'm glad they're doing that. I'm glad they're doing the little details here, kind of changing the colors here based on the uniform. The Tennessee Titans here are doing a swap and a retire. Now, the Titans navy jerseys they've worn for years as their home jerseys now has moved to an alternate status. status. So you know what that means? The Titans blue, light blue alternate jersey they've worn for the past couple of years is now moved to a primary status as the home uniform. Now look, the Titans uniforms I'm still like iffy about. Even years later, I have no idea if they're good or not, but that Titans blue light one I did like. It is my favorite of the bunch, so I'm glad we're going to see that a lot more. But what I'm really sad about is because they're actually retiring the Houston Oilers throwback uniforms. One of the best throwback uniforms. I don't care if it was supposed to be part of the Texans history, the Titans history. I'm just glad that I was able to see those for a couple seasons with that white helmet and that logo. Really, really good. And I'm upset because I really want to see them rock it this season. The Titans might stink, but at least we're able to see them look good with these uniforms. I'm telling you, a Cam Ward Houston Oilers throwback jersey would have sold like hotcakes. I would have known because I probably would have bought one as well. But with this, I'm glad the Titans are actually doing their Titans blue as the primary home uniform. And this might be a way too early prediction, but I think if the Titans do some brand new uniforms for the 2026 season, I think their home uniform is going to be like that light blue. So they're probably testing it out this season to see, is this really going to work well? But again, that's just a prediction by me. Last year for the Washington Commanders, are going to be honoring the past here with some throwback uniforms. They're going to be throwbacks from the 1980s, dubbed the Super Bowl era uniforms. Now I'm reading it here what it's talking about. The set features white jerseys with burgundy numbers outlined in gold, a burgundy collar, and burgundy and gold cuffs and numbers on the sleeves, which also includes the original nameplate font and lacking the word mark above the numbers that was added in 2002. Now the pants are burgundy with the gold and white stripes on the sides, as well as socks with the burgundy and gold striping pattern. And these are going to be worn for 3 games. Now they're going to have an alternate helmet to accompany this uniform here, which is the burgundy base here with the stripes and gold face mask with the still Washington W logo. So it is like the Redskins style throwback without the actual Redskins naming on here. Still though, it is a solid uniform. It is still kind of plain to me, at least the road jersey is. I would have preferred they brought back the home version of this too, but I give them credit for kind of still honoring the past legacy of the Redskins. Still, this gets a C grade for me. It still seems a little bit plain, but I think that this Jane Daniels one is still going to sell really well. Now I said on here that I'm going to be talking about when the NFL alternate uniforms are going to actually be worn here, and I look it up. Shout out to Gridiron Uniform Database for the stats here. Now, quick disclaimer, not every team released their alternate jersey schedule yet, and even some teams that have released theirs, they're still subject to change, and there are still some open slots here. But here are the teams that I have confirmed for, so if you want to follow along, here it is. As of now, the Arizona Cardinals rival uniform is confirmed for week 4. The Atlanta Falcons throwback uniform is going to be worn 3 times for week 6, 15, and 17. The Baltimore Ravens black jersey is going to be confirmed wearing for week 3, as well as their color rush with purple helmet being worn on week 13. The Buffalo Bills throwback will be worn on week 6 and 11, with their red helmets being on week 18. And of course, their rivalries uniforms being worn on week 5. The Carolina Panthers blue jersey is confirmed to be worn for weeks 3, 6, and 8. No word yet on their black alternate helmet. The Cincinnati Bengals orange jersey is going to be worn for week 2, as well as their white helmet with the white tiger set being worn on week 7. The Cleveland Browns alpha dog uniform is going to be worn for week 3, 7, and 14. Now the Dallas Cowboys color rush, the Arctic white with the white helmet, is going to be worn for week 5 and 7. And their throwback on Thanksgiving is going to be worn on week 13. And their standard navy jersey with just their white helmet is going to be worn on week 14. The Green Bay Packers all white set with the white helmet is going to be worn for week 2, and their throwbacks are going to be worn on week 6 and 9. The Houston Texans H-Town alternate jersey is going to be worn for week 8, and their red jersey with the red helmet, the battle red, is going to be worn on week 12. The Indianapolis Colts have only one confirmed alternate. Their Indiana Knights with the black helmet is going to be worn for week 15. The Jacksonville Jaguars throwback uniform, that Prowler throwback, is going to be worn for weeks 3, 5, 14, and 18. That's right, they're using all 4 of their alternate slots, so they're confirming that their black jersey with the white helmet's not going to be worn this season. The Los Angeles Chargers gold jersey is going to be worn on week 7, and their throwback, the modernized navy one, is going to be worn on week 8 and 13. The LA Rams rival uniform is going to be worn on week 11. The Miami Dolphins rival uniform is going to be worn on week 4. The Minnesota Vikings throwback is going to be worn on weeks 2 and 18, and their Winter Warrior all white set with the white helmet is going to be worn on week 17. The New England Patriots red Pat Patriot throwback is going to be worn on weeks 3 and 13, and their rival uniform is going to be worn on week 11. The New Orleans Saints gold jersey is going to be worn actually on week 1. Good way to start the season. The New York Giants blue throwback uniform is going to be worn on weeks 9 and 15, and their white vintage color rush is going to be worn in 10 and 11. So you got 3 weeks of some really, really good uniforms for the Giants. The New York Jets rival uniforms is confirmed for week 14. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to wear their Kelly Greens confirmed 3 times against division opponents in weeks 8, 12, and 18. And their black jersey with black helmets going to be worn on week 13. The Pittsburgh Steelers color rush should be worn on week 15, and their throwback uniforms will be worn in week 8. The San Francisco 49ers, their red throwbacks will be worn in week 7 and 17, their white throwback in week 3, and their rivalries uniform in week 18. The Seahawks rivalries uniform is going to be worn on week 16, and their throwback uniform is confirmed for weeks 5, 9, and 13. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers home throwback, the creamsicles will be worn for week 15, and their road throwbacks will be worn for weeks 3 and 5. And finally, the Washington Commanders will be wearing their black jersey with black helmet in week 6, and their throwbacks will be worn for weeks 9, 13, and 17. Now again, this is subject to change. This has been confirmed by the teams on their social media accounts and also on the Great Honor Uniform database. There's still a lot of teams with some alternate slots open, and some teams that haven't even announced theirs, like the Dolphins aqua throwbacks and the Jets black uniforms, just for an example. These are the ones that have been confirmed as of September 1st, 1:11 p.m. Make a wish. And that is the Fonz Talks Jerseys uniform preview. Let me know down below, what is your favorite uniform you're looking forward to seeing this season? Now let me know down below which one is your favorite, least favorite. Did I give a grade too high, too low? Again, let me know down below. I know this was a longer video, so I definitely appreciate you guys for checking out this entire uniform preview. We had a lot of stuff to cover here. And also, I didn't add the rivalries ones again because I already talked about it again. Check that one out if you haven't already. We got a lot of stuff coming up here with this channel. So definitely like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a couple of friends. With the season coming about, that means we have the top 5 uniform matchups throughout the week, so that's going to be a lot of fun to follow along. And it's not just football. We got some basketball stuff, some baseball stuff. We got some other stuff returning here on this channel, like the jersey court, showing off the collection here. We got a couple of good stuff lined up for the channel for the next couple of weeks heading into the end of 2025. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. The road to it, we might actually hit it before 2025 ends. You can follow my other stuff here, my TikTok and Instagram at FonzTheFalco, the Instagram page for this page at Fonz Talks Jerseys. I have a personal YouTube channel where I kind of put some throwaway stuff on there, some grab bag stuff, FonzTheFalco. If you want to check that out, I greatly appreciate it. But again, I can't thank you guys enough for checking out this page. Let me tell you guys, we have a lot more here. We are 2 years down with the channel, many more years to go with a lot of jersey stuff because, again, we have so much more to discuss. And I have a lot more show off in my collection. Again, if you have a comment or a question about jerseys, you want me to give a certain topic on something, definitely DM the page and comment down below. But that wraps it up here. I'm going to head out of here and edit this and get this going here. Have a good day, good night, good evening, whenever you're watching said video. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.